This show's for entertainment. No betting advice, no guarantees. If you bet, you do it at your own risk. You must be 21 plus, 18 plus where legal. Check your local laws. Like odds change. The Winded Podcast, the Brothers Parlay, and anyone on the show aren't responsible for any losses. If gambling feels like a problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Welcome back to the Winded Podcast. I am your host, Shamus Sullivan, and we have our first ever Brothers Parlay podcast edition on the Winded Pod. I'm going to go around and introduce my brothers, starting youngest to oldest. We have Barrett Monahan coming from the 603. Barrett, how you doing tonight?
Youngest to oldest, and you rattled me off first, but I'm doing great.
Damn.
Excellent. We got Liam over in Beverly. How you doing, Liam?
We're good. We're good. Happy to be here.
Repping the North Shore beef. Love it. And Aidan coming from Wareham. What's going on, Aidan?
What's going on, boys?
All right. So for those that know and followed last year, the Brothers Parlay had some pretty good success in the first year. And we got a little cocky and we thought that we should put our faces behind it, record it, and tell you what we think every week. So here we are. For those of you that don't know what the Brothers Parlay, it started in a text chain. I actually found the original text where we just were talking about betting on Sunday, and we came up with the idea where each of us pick one leg of a parlay, started with anytime touchdowns and then evolved, and just kind of locked it in. Really no vetoes on anybody else's pick, and lock it in. We'd all throw money on it, and it took us a little bit, but we got really hot towards the end of the year, ended up in the green, so that's good. Yeah, so just one quick disclaimer. I know you heard the one at the beginning, but I'm going to say it again. We are in no way responsible for any money that you lose betting on our picks. We're confident in them. We're putting money behind them, but that does not mean that you have to. But
we are responsible for the money that you do win.
Exactly. We appreciate...
Venmos will pop up right here.
Yes,
you can go ahead. Tip your
We
bartender.
appreciate the recognition. And as you find this, or if you've already found us and you're a fan, spread the word, because we're not doing this to talk to nobody. We want as many people to see this and place those bets. We want DraftKings to give us a call and have our faces on the front page there with our Brothers Parlay right next to the PFT picks and Dave Portnoy's picks. So that's the goal, and that's where we're going to start. But actually, since we do already have some existing fans, we have a couple of text messages and a voicemail.
Sure.
We are going to start with the one voicemail we have. So let me pull that up. Feel free to chat, boys, while I pull this up.
Let's say I'm intrigued.
Yeah, first time hearing this.
Right, we are ready to go. And this comes from Jerry on the Cape.
Are we supposed to hear it? I can't.
Can you hear it, Shamus? Or
Oh, can you not hear it?
no?
Oh, sorry.
He just kept smirking. I was like, he must be listening to it.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
I thought it was just
All
me, but no one else was
I didn't want to
real.
say anything because I was
Well,
like,
you guys were kind of making faces like you could hear it. So, all right.
Well, because it was just funny. It was just...
First episode, working out some tech glitches. Here we go. Let's go to Jerry on the Cape.
Hey, Winded Pod. This is Jerry Jones with the Dallas Cowboys. Quick thing, after Labor Day, I was spending some time on Cape time, as they say. Big debate that we need to get uncovered here. Let's start with this. Is Cape being on the island or in the island? And yes, it is an island. So with that being said, one, is Cape an island? And two, is it being on Cape Cod or is it being in Cape Cod? Okay, let's hear this debate. Thank you.
I think Jerry is referring to my little dust up I had online where I called out an influencer for saying in Cape Cod, and then I got made fun of on TikTok by another Cape Codder. But I stand by my original take. Sorry for just taking this one, but I feel like this was aimed at me. and it's on Cape Cod, but I'll let the other two Cape residents follow up on
Just
that.
say I plead the fifth. I don't know. I'm not a.
I
Not a
would say it's on Cape Cod, but I also would argue that it is not an island. It's a peninsula. So I think Jerry multiple ways, but definitely on Cape Cod.
Yeah, it didn't feel like much of a debate for on. I see the debate with an island. I don't really have a take on that one. Would probably tend to agree with Aidan. You know, they say Cape and the islands. It's not
Exactly.
the islands. Feels like a peninsula to me, Jerry.
All right, Jerry. Looks like you're wrong there. Jerry actually had a follow up
Gee, of course. Of course he did.
and had a question about New Bedford, and is it an underrated city in the state of Massachusetts?
who's rating New Bedford high?
Which
Apparently
I don't really
Jerry.
have an opinion on New Bedford. I don't even think I've ever been there for anything other than sports. So, no, there's a lot of Portuguese people. Shout out Portuguese. But
Yep.
that's all I know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a fine city. I think it's properly rated, which I don't think is very high, but it's okay, I guess. We'll find out. I'm going there this weekend, so
Yeah, what are they known for whaling? Is it a whaling community, fishing
I think
community? Is
I
that
think it's an
whaling.
old fishing, like a fishing community. I will say, like, so I've been to New Bedford a little bit. The downtown area, like, has that old fishing community vibe, like a lot of like brick sidewalks and road cobblestone streets and kind of stuff. But I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with New Bedford to know where it should be rated, but I do remember it as being kind of cute, like downtown
cute?
kind of area.
Cute.
Cute.
Okay, New Bedford, cute.
That's your
Cute.
rating.
Yeah.
We did have one more text, but it really isn't sports related, and I think we've already kind of lost the momentum talking sports already. So let's get back to talking football. That's what we're here. The boys are going to talk some ball. Let's jump right into the awards. Anybody have any real hot take on any specific awards, or should I just kind of list them off and we just kind of go through them?
I'm not sure if any of mine are particularly hot. I
Uh,
mean, I'll be honest, like all of mine, I tried to like balance between being right and finding, like I kind of valued right over like what I really wanted to pick, and who I wanted to win it kind of thing. But yeah, I think you just run through them.
All right, let's start off with the league MVP. Let's start with you, Aidan.
Yeah, so I actually went more for the value picks rather than the favorites. So for MVP, I have Baker Mayfield at plus 2,500. I'm actually pretty high on the Bucks this year, which it seems like a lot of people are. I saw just before we started recording, the Bucks are the most bet team to win the Super Bowl, which is shocking to me. But
Wild.
I think Baker should have a good year. Got some young guys coming in, Egbuka, the main one, and if Godwin can come back and be, I think even a fraction of what he was last year, pretty deadly in the air. And
I
then the
like
other
that
one,
pick, especially for the value. Definitely.
yeah, and then the other one I had, which still had some pretty good value, is Jordan Love at plus 1,600, which also pretty high on the Packers this year. But
Good
Baker
stuff.
Mayfield will be my number one pick.
Good stuff. Good stuff. What do you think, Lee?
I was surprised to just hear that Jordan Love was ahead of Baker. So I have Joe Burrow as my league MVP. I think he was kind of arguably robbed of that last year. I think he's going to, come back out better this year. And I think they're probably going to get more wins. And I think that's why he didn't get it last year. So I think Joe is just a great pick for the MVP this year.
Yeah, that was my pick as well. Like a little bit of that. I mean, and I think that means it's a good pick, right? Like I think Burrow is. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily agree with the robbed, but I think he was definitely should have been more in the conversation than he was. I think who did it ended up beat? Was it
Josh Allen.
Allen?
Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
Arguably robbed. Arguably.
Yeah, like
What
I
is-
don't think that's a I don't think that's a ridiculous take to say he was robbed. Like I think he had a ridiculous season. I think that their win loss is really what ended up like knocking him out of that discussion. I think he comes back. I'm hot on him on all fantasy platforms. Like I just think that like I drafted Jamar Chase in every time I had first pick. Like I just feel like they're gonna come back. They're gonna want wins.
What are his odds?
Plus 600.
I was gonna say they got to be pretty. Yeah, he's got to be one of the top one or two.
Yeah, it's probably
like
Josh Allen.
Lamar.
Yeah.
Mahomes is always up there. Like, although you could maybe argue Mahomes might be a value pick because he's falling off eventually or whatever, but he's got to be up there. And then Burrow, Allen's probably in the mix.
Yeah, Jackson Allen and then Burrow.
I think, if we're talking robbed from last year, I think Lamar might have been more robbed than Joe Burrow, which that's why I think Lamar, he's probably the favorite. Is he the favorite right now?
He is, yeah.
I'm
Plus
sure.
550, Allen and Burrow plus 600.
I think he might have if it's close at the end, I think the voters might lean him just because of what happened last year.
Yeah, I think Burrow, I don't know necessarily was robbed. I think he was let down by his defense. I think he wins one more game. He has a much more compelling case for it because he dragged them to that and almost got them into the playoffs. They literally one more game, they're in the playoffs, and he probably has a better shot. But yeah, he was right there. You could have argued that he was the MVP. So.
I feel like sometimes too, people get wrapped around the best player on the best team mantra for an MVP.
The quarterback on the best team.
Or the default like I don't have the stats in front of me, but I bet you it's been a quarterback more years than it hasn't. And it's like, the quarterback on the best team going into the playoffs. Who is that? Right? Okay, done. Does he have great stats? Great. And if you are not a top seed in the going in the playoffs, it doesn't matter what your stats are. If you are 8-8 and you miss the playoffs, you're out of you're out of it. Even if you are only 8-8 because you stood on your head every single game and like dragged your team into the playoffs, it doesn't make a difference. Right? So
my pick, kind of boring. I think that Josh Allen's going to repeat. I think Lamar and the Ravens, and the Chiefs, I think both kind of take a slight step back. I do think that the Bengals and Bills emerge, and I think that we finally get to see Allen versus Burrow in an AFC Championship game. I think that, not that this would factor into the MVP, but I think Josh Allen is just gonna do everything he can and even step up a bigger year than he had last year. So my pick is boring, but it's Josh Allen. So I said on the fan feed pod that I also think that Dak Prescott's going to be in the running for it. I think that would surprise a lot of people. Last time he had a healthy season, he finished second. I'm not quite there to pick him to win it, but I would say that he's going to be a top 5 for that. So yeah, shout out Dak.
Kind of bouncing off of that, I do have Dak Prescott most regular season passing yards at plus 800.
I like that.
Don't know how good the Cowboys are going to be, but if they're going to be good, like I think you mentioned earlier, they're going to have to throw the ball. And even if they're bad, they're going to be throwing the ball. So I think there's a good chance. There's a good chance that he.
It truly is a coin flip on whether they're going to be good or bad. The passing game, it will not be. It'll be the same whether they're good or bad. He's going to be throwing the ball 35, 40 times a game. And yeah, so he's going to get his because George Pickens and CD know how to get open, and you can only cover one of them at a time, double team one of them. So, but yeah, moving on to the Offensive Player of the Year award, which AKA the best offensive player that's not a quarterback. It's basically the non-quarterback MVP. Barrett, let's start with you. Who do you think is going to win the Offensive Player of the Year?
I'm going with the stack. I'm with Jamar Chase. Like I know that's an easy pick. And Liam just saw a reaction. Like we're copying each other. I feel like these guys are out for vengeance this year. Like I just don't think they're going to take any prisoners. I don't think they're going to. If Burrow throws to anybody else other than Jamar Chase all fucking season, I don't know. Can we swear? If he throws to anybody else all season, I'll be floored, right? Like, I think he's just going to force it to Chase. I'm not even sure if there's really anybody else for him to throw to. It's Jamal.
T. Higgins, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, but he's like,
Yeah, I mean, he's not Jamar Chase as good as he
he's the
is.
most solid wide receiver 3 in the whole league, right? Like, that's like that's
T.
it.
Higgins slander.
Yeah, right.
I'd be curious to see if there's ever been an instance where the league MVP and offensive player of the year were teammates.
So it's funny. I looked a little bit and I went back a few years. I couldn't find anything. Like,
Yeah.
it's normally you got it, which makes the picks hard to parlay or, like, kind of pull together. But I do think it's, both of those are pretty reasonable.
Oh yeah.
They
Yeah.
just
Separately, they're both very, very solid picks.
I
Liam, did you?
did have the same. I had the same. I do also like Christian McCaffrey this year. I think he's going to have a good year. But it wasn't the pick I wrote down.
Aidan, what do you got?
Yeah, so sticking with the kind of deeper value pick, I went with Nico Collins at plus 2,000. I think he was having a good year, and then I think he could probably keep that up this year. Texans kind of fell off a little bit, but I think that they'll be right back there this year again, and Nico Collins should be a big part of that.
Yeah, I mean, I like that you're going with the value pick on this. It's brings
Someone's
definitely a
gotta.
different perspective on it. It's not, yeah, all us with the chalk picks. Defensive player of the year, Liam, who do you got?
This is out of the ball that I don't know very well. Still learning the game on that side of the field. I went with Max Crosby. I feel like the Raiders are going to struggle, but I think that he's going to have a great year. And I think the voters might recognize that and reward him for being on a poor team and playing so well. So that's the logic. Don't know if it makes sense. But that's who I got.
I had the same actually. I'm going with Max Crosby too. And everything you said for sure. And you guys are going to love this, but I think the Tom Brady effect. I think the Raiders are going to get more attention than they have. They're going to be better. And just everywhere Tom Brady goes, magic happens. And I think that Max Crosby takes home Defensive Player of the Year.
Not to derail on the Brady thing, but are we buying into Brady's influence at in Vegas? Like, do we think he's going to have any impact on that organization?
I mean, not really, but he is there. I mean, he's, I don't think it's,
Sure, yeah.
I mean, he's a figurehead. He's he's got a,
Brady's a system quarterback, though, right?
he was when he won half of the Super Bowls, but different guy at the end. But
They said that Cam Miller, their draft pick, was Brady's pick in like the 6th round, and then they ended up cutting him. So I don't know. He's back on the practice squad, but I mean, they did cut him. So I mean, he has enough influence where he's affecting their draft, but
I'm not even saying he's going to have any sort of direct correlation to Max Crosby. I'm just making the connection that, Brady seems to win and people seem to perform. And, I don't see why it would be any different if he's there.
I buy into the Max Crosby getting extra eyeballs for two of the things you guys said, like the good player on an otherwise mediocre defense, and Brady's there. Like, and Brady has a literal a microphone put in front of him every
Yes.
talk about, like, hey, do you guys see that sack that Crosby had? Like, yeah, like, I buy into that. What I was asking is, do we think he's actually going to make that organization win more? Which,
it's tough from the ownership. And if he tries to, and not that he would put it on himself, but giving him too much credit would in turn give Robert Kraft more credit in the Patriots role. If you're gonna start giving him flowers on it. So
my pick is another right at the top of the odds guy, but it's also a little bit of a stick in the eye. I think Micah Parsons. Like, I know that's not like maybe a fun pick to have for you, Shamus, but I think Green Bay is going to try to prove everybody right with him. Like, I think they're going to be like, yeah, we got the best defensive player in the league on our team now, and I think they're going to do everything. They're going to scheme around him and just try to get the quarterback every down.
Yeah, I can totally see
And
that.
he's going to be such a sexy pick at the end of the season. Like he's going to have like a slightly above average year, and everyone will just be like so all over him, like, you know, like, screw you, Jerry. Like, look at you, gave up the defensive player of the year. Like, it's
Yeah,
going to be such a story.
it would be an FU to the
Never
Cowboys
agree.
for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What's
could
the
see.
value pick?
Yeah, so the value pick, this also might be a little bit of a homer pick, but I'm going Christian Gonzalez at plus 5,000. I mean, I guess kind of up in the air now with he might not even play week 1, but I think when he's on the field, he's the best cornerback in the league. So, I mean, if the Patriots can outperform what they're supposed to do, and Christian Gonzalez returns to what he was before he got injured, I think he could potentially win the Defensive Player of the Year and cash in that plus 5,000, which would be nice.
That'd be a good hit. And just to wrap it up,
That's a brother's parlay.
just to throw in a fourth name, just so we have a fourth. My other pick was Patrick Surtain, Denver. I think Denver defense is going to be good.
Stud defense.
I think he could. So Patrick Surtain, if I wasn't picking Max Crosby, would be my pick. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Who wants to take that one?
I don't know if this is a value pick or a homer pick or what, but I like Travion. They didn't really show much of him in the preseason after he had that like 105-yard run back, but I'm buying into the pat, and I know we'll talk about the pass later on in the show, but like I'm bought in on the Drake May effect and like all that other stuff, but they're still gonna have to run the ball, and I think he's about as good as it gets for rookies, and that the Pats have certainly, and probably across the offense in the league. So that's my pick. I'm not sure what the odds are. Probably, I'll look it up and report back, but good value, I would imagine, on it.
1,200 plus 1,200.
Yeah, I mean, considering the other ones that are probably up there lower, like Cam Ward's of the world.
Yeah, Genty's probably what, 300, something
Genty's
like that.
got to be
Plus
in the
275. Yeah.
I'm super high on Genty too. I'd love the homer pick. CeeDee Lamb with a good grab.
Yeah, I went with Cam Ward. I want a quarterback to get it. Or I think that a quarterback's going to get it, and I think that he's probably going to be the best rookie quarterback this year. That's what I went with.
Yeah, I could see Cam Ward getting it as well, but I kind of spoke on this guy earlier, Emeka Egbuka on the Bucks. I got him. He's plus 1,600. I actually got him a couple weeks ago at plus 2,500. So, looks like the odds are moving in the right
lines
direction on that. Yeah, I moved that line heavy.
And I actually, I have the value pick this round, but it's a value pick / homer pick, and I'm going to go with Donovan Ezaraku. I've spoke about him a lot on FanFeed. Even before Micah got traded, he was wowing people just with Micah being off the field, really stepping into that D-end role. He's going to get a lot of snaps. Still has some stuff to work on, but I mean, he was Player of the Year in college for BC, the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. He's just got a lot of raw talent, and they're going to let him loose there now that Mike is gone. So Donovan Ezaraku plus 2,200. I actually did lock that in earlier today, so hopefully that comes true.
Well, that's your defensive rookie. Who was your
Who
offense?
do you got for offensive?
Oh,
I was like,
yeah. I was looking at the offensive odds, and then I scrolled to see what Donovan Ezaraku was. My offensive Rookie of the Year is Ashton Genty. Really boring. He has the best odds, but I think he has the most talent, and I guess I'm really high on the Raiders.
Yeah, they're going to feed him too. So
yeah, exactly. So yeah,
everything...
I already. And yeah, what do you got, Barrett?
I was gonna say, I mean, I'm not sure if you want us commenting on this game live or not, but everything you're saying about Dak Prescott's coming true. They are just forcing this ball to CeeDee over and over and over again.
Good.
I like it. 7+ receptions. Yeah. Any last thoughts on that before I already kicked off Defensive Rookie of the Year?
I
Dive
no,
right
I
in.
can I
All
I can
right.
and I'll stay on the defensive side of the ball. Michael Williams, edge rusher, defensive. Is that what you got, Liam?
Yeah, I was going to let you talk because I don't really know much about him or whatever.
So
But
my reasoning is pretty simple. Like I think like edge rushers are like sexy picks for defensive awards. Like, and it's also I don't want to say it's easier, but it's like they've got a stat like sacks. You know, like how many sacks did you get? Oh, you got 8 sacks. That's a great year. Like, 10 sack. Like, and he's like, I know he's a rookie, but Bosa's on the other side. Like, pick your poison. Like, I just think that he's going to have he's going to be able to get to the quarterback a lot. Like I think he might have more sacks than Bosa this year, right? So like I think like because they're gonna be keying off on him. So I just think that's my reasoning. And I'll learn how to pronounce his name before I bet him. Mikel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My pick is the same reason, different team. I went with Mason Graham on the Browns because, I mean, you're on the opposite side of Myles Garrett. You're not going to get a lot of double teams, so you're going to be getting to the quarterback more, tackles for loss, all that good stuff that goes into winning the Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Awesome. All right.
No
And
Travis Hunter love? That was gonna be my honorable mention. I'm
How
like,
much defense is he going to play? With offense and defense, I don't know.
how much here
I've been staying
how
away
much
from everything
football-
Travis Hunter because
football
until
is
I
he
see
gonna
him.
play next year? Like is he
he will be interesting to follow, and the conversation I had in the podcast that got lost, we talked a lot about Travis Hunter, and is the most intriguing player going into the year because it's week to week you're not going to know what he's going to do. But yeah, so I was curious if anybody would say Travis Hunter, but I feel like real ball knowers are staying away from him when it comes to fantasy too early picks. When it comes to these type of
he got
awards.
drafted way early in my draft last night?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
like not like top 4 rounds or whatever, but just like way too early.
It's just like imagine drafting a guy at wide receiver for fantasy, and it's like he spends more time on defense. Like, what?
Yeah, what if he plays like 15 snaps, 10 snaps, or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like Taysom Hill.
Well, although I haven't looked, does he get like can you put him in the IDP spot and he gets like reception?
that's
Like-
going to vary by league, I think.
Yeah, I
Do
mean,
you
in my
do
league,
IDP?
yeah, I don't even know.
I don't
Is
have
that-
any IDP leagues, but like I know but like the Taysom reminded me of it. Like you can, like if you're in a 2 QB league, you can put him in your flex, and
QB
you
or
end
tight
up-
end. Yeah.
and you
Playing
basically end up with
SPP,
3
yeah.
QBs, like when he's starting, right?
Yeah, I
Wow.
know in my league, Travis Hunter would be a normal wide receiver, and then if he gets like a pick 6, he would get those points like it would be like a punt return.
Right. Yeah.
So, but I mean, how many pick 6s is he going to get where it's really
Yeah.
like, oh, that defense value is boosting his
I
fantasy
mean, he
value.
had a lot at Colorado, so you know he's going to
A little different in the NFL.
big pro. His numbers are tired, man. He's a stud.
All right, moving on to Coach of the Year. What do we think? Coach of the Year.
Was that on the sheet?
It wasn't on the sheet.
It wasn't on the sheet. I'm sorry.
I'll
I
go
was going to
Vrabel.
say, I'm not prepared for this.
Give me
shit, my
Vrabel.
bad.
Yeah, Vrabel.
All right,
Vrabel.
Yeah, all right. I
Coach
was
of the
gonna
year,
say,
Vrabel.
Vrabel has the best odds.
Or the Panthers coach.
Wait,
Does
Vrabel
Vrabel
has
have
the best odds?
He's
that-
plus
yeah.
600.
Who's the Panthers coach? I think the Panthers are going to be good. And he's a new coach, right?
Is that Canales? I don't know.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's 1600.
Value.
All right, my bad for not putting that on. I think I made some changes to the sheet, never sent it over.
Comeback was the last one you had.
Comeback's the last one. Okay, that's the last I have after this. My pick, Sean Payton plus 1600. I think the Broncos are going to be
comeback?
good. What's that?
For comeback?
No, for the Coach of the Year. Yeah,
He's got to fire it off. He's got it written.
yeah, I had it
Yeah.
down. Sorry.
Gotcha.
All right,
Yeah,
Comeback.
for comeback coach of the year, Sean Payton.
Comeback
Yeah,
play.
Pete Carroll might take his spot. The Raiders.
All right, comeback player of the year. Couple of different choices. Where you guys go with that? Liam, you want to start off?
Yeah, I'd love to. I went with Trevor Lawrence. I think Brian Thomas is going to make him look very good this year. Potentially Travis Hunter. I don't know. I don't know how this award is really given. Don't know too much about it, but saw Trevor Lawrence and just felt right.
Barrett?
I went with Aidan Hutchinson. Like it's funny. Like I mentioned earlier, like I thought he came back last year, so I was surprised to see him in the odds. I think he's pretty close to the top. This isn't a value pick, but I just love everything about the Lions and like want them to do well. And I think he's going to be a key part of that. And I just think it would be a cool story. So a
Who
little
won
bit.
comeback player last year? Does anyone know that answer?
Oh, I saw it. I was looking at it earlier today. But I can't remember it.
Yeah, I can't.
It's a weird award. It's either you have a terrible injury or you just kind of like sucked. And
It's
then you
usually
like,
coming back from a bad injury.
But what did Sam Darnold not win it?
he might have. That I mean,
Was
that
it?
all
was
under
it-
the category of you
It was
suck.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Oh, that
was Burrow.
that's the injury. Yeah.
Sam Darnold robbed.
Yeah.
My comeback player, no value here. I put Dak Prescott at plus 275. I mean, if he's going to lead the league in passing yards,
Yeah, I mean, you got to eat your own dog food on that one, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much more to add. I think I'm going with Dak as well. Like the same I said, I think he's going to be a top 5 MVP candidate. I like Aidan's thoughts on him leading the league in yards, just based on what he's, facing. And like I said, whether they suck or not, but I think that they're going to be good. He's going to be an MVP candidate. So that would he won't win the MVP, but I think he wins comeback player.
I wanted to see who else was there, but it looks like maybe with the game going on, they don't have odds.
Yeah, I just tried to get him too.
Might switch my MVP to Javonte Williams.
Yeah.
What do you do? You score? Or?
He's 2 touchdowns.
Touchdowns. And actually,
damn.
here we go.
Hell
Might
yeah.
go see
Let's talk about Cowboys passing and
this is the funny part is both their touchdowns have been all pass, get to the 1 yard line. The last one was on a PI call, but they were already in the red zone, and then run it in.
Yeah, that's that was their biggest problem last year, was that they couldn't finish. Even, obviously the season was lost. They didn't have Dak for most of it, but I mean, they fumbling on the 1 yard line, fumbling on, 2nd and 1 or 3rd and 1, just making just bad errors. And I think, they have some guys that can finish. Phil Maffa coming out hopefully in a couple of weeks. I know Aidan's high on him. They have a bunch of guys. They have Jaden Blue's another rookie. Obviously Javonte Williams has 2 touchdowns tonight. So I think that the running game will be better, but they're definitely going to lean heavy on the pass. And we're just going to transition. We're about to talk about our team, so I'll start with the Cowboys. I do have high expectations for them this year. Don't necessarily think they'll win the division. I think that they will get in as a wild card, though. So looking at double-digit wins. I've mentioned before, Dak MVP candidate. And I just think that, they kind of have a, probably like the 6th or 7th ranked wide receiver duo going into the year based on what people would rank it. I think that moves into the top 5 by the end of the year. I think people really start to come around on George Pickens. I think he found a home, that he's comfortable in more than he was in Pittsburgh. And I think the defense will be solid. Not great, not very good against the run, which is unfortunate when you play Saquon Barkley twice a year. But I do think that the Cowboys bounce back. And the real big thing is Dak's health. If Dak's healthy, I think they have a shot. I don't know if you have any thoughts on the Cowboys. If not, we can move on to the Patriots.
Look good tonight.
I was gonna say, as at the time of recording, as you're saying, they're beating the Super Bowl champs. So.
Yeah, I think they'll be better than a lot of people are ranking them. I think Dak gets a lot of crap for not being that good, but I think when he's healthy, he's a good quarterback and can lead a team to at least be contending for a playoff spot. And I just can't imagine there'll be like a bottom of the league team again this year. especially with getting Pickens. I mean, not a huge Pickens guy, but maybe Pittsburgh just wasn't right for him. So
Are you
Yeah,
a
guys, if
Slim
he's
Pickens
able to
guy?
embrace the wide receiver 2 role, I mean, you can't beat that.
Slim Pickens guy? Had to get that off.
yeah,
That's a good one. Good one. We'll clip that. All right. Who wants to start off talking about the New England Patriots? Just take it however you want, whatever you want to discuss.
the
I know I threw a
youngest
bunch of
Right,
all I
ideas.
know is that I do have over 8.5 wins. That might have been a wager that I made after a couple beers and saw one tweet hyping them up, and I was like, I'm in. So that's a multi-unit play for me this year. But other than that, I'm not really too sure. I feel good about it now, but I guess we'll kind of see more on Sunday. I don't really have too much insight other than just being the typical homer and kind of just hyping my boys up.
Yeah, I mean, I think last year Drake May showed that he can be a good quarterback in the league, so I think he's just going to build on that. Bring in the running back, I think will definitely help, and bring in the new coach, really. I think will just be good. I also over 8.5.
And Diggs.
And Diggs.
Ruling Diggs out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's Buffalo did the same thing. They brought in Diggs to help Josh Allen develop, and hopefully, a few years later, but hopefully Diggs can do the same for Drake May, and then 3 years from now, we're Buffalo Bills.
But that 3 years from now, we're the Buffalo Bills. I feel like the
why
Buffalo
not?
Bills have been trying to be us for so long. No, look, I agree with everything you guys said. Like, I feel like they're an over 500 team. I just need a step back in the right direction this year. Like, I'm not looking for magic. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 statement wins against a playoff team from last year, kind of thing. Like, that would be great. I haven't looked at it recently. I don't think they have a particularly hard schedule, other than having to play the Bills twice. Miami always kind of just said.
I think they have the Bengals as well.
Yeah. I don't think the schedule is crazy. So I think it's a 9-win season, 10-win season. With the Bills in the division, does that get you into the playoffs? Maybe you're in contention. I think that's great. But I just want to see positive momentum, right? Like last year, I think was definitely a step back. I just want to see positive momentum. That's really all I'm looking for right now. I don't think this is the team. I think there's so many other teams that are just ridiculous right now that this is just positive momentum, right? 9-10 wins is amazing.
Where do you see this in 3 years?
3. But so that young core is like late 20s. I mean, yeah, I think I think 3 years we should be where the Buffalo Bills are.
Clip that.
Yeah.
I'm not clipping Liam's. I'm clipping Barrett's.
No, I mean,
this year I'll clip Liam's in 3 years.
Like I agree with you. I agree with the take though, Liam. Like
top of the division, essentially.
Top of the division. Like that's what we've come to expect. That's what I think we should expect as as a football fan, right? You want your team to be really good. And yeah, I think 3 years is good. I hope we show enough positive momentum so that we don't have to get another coach, right? Like, I don't want another year where it's like, okay, we got to reset the whole front office again. Like, that's not good for a young quarterback. The Browns do that. The Jets do that. Like, the Patriots don't do that, right? That's kind of what I want. I don't have any season futures bets on the tops right now though, but I do. I'm gonna check and see where that.
Tell you what, the odds when I bet them 2 months ago was 8.5 at -120, and I checked today and it was -110. So you could still get better odds at 8.5.
Yeah, I mean that's
a perfect line, I think, because I could easily I think they're going to be right on that 8-9 line.
Then their strength of schedule must be garbage.
Well, I mean, I personally think that the Dolphins are going to be very bad this year. I don't know if that's a hot take, but
I think the NFL is a better league when the Dolphins are garbage. Like, it just nobody wants to see them win, right? like Florida teams.
Yeah, there's enough Florida, and yeah, I'm with you. I never thought of it that way, but I like the take for sure.
We're already running the NHL. We don't need them to. I mean, I guess Tampa. If Tampa's already good enough for Florida.
Yeah, but like nobody like that irked me so bad when like everyone was like rooting for Tampa, and I'm just like it bugged me. It bugged me so badly. Anyway, all right.
Yeah, nobody likes Florida, at least in sports. They're tough to root for.
All right, I'm trying to find a team props here we go. But, sorry,
Yeah, I mean, I
I'm
almost
live
skipped.
betting right now.
No, I'm glad you caught me because I was about to totally skip over a segment. But so now let's move on to the Super Bowl. Who we got for Super Bowl picks? We don't
Lead
have
it
to
off.
run through we don't have to run through all the Super Bowl stuff. If you have like a hot take on something, or if you feel passionate about,
Should we just
MVP,
rapid fire our picks?
yeah, we could just go around. If you want to do AFC, NFC, champ, if you want to say MVP.
I've got the Buffalo Bills defeating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Josh Allen getting his second ring, married this summer,
I was
and
gonna say,
winning the
I was
Super
like,
Bowl MVP.
Shout out Haley. All right, I like it. Barrett, what do you got?
So I've got the Ravens beating the Lions, Lamar Jackson as the MVP. I have the Lions there because I want the Lions to win. I mean, obviously, I want the Patriots to win, but if the Patriots can't win, I want the Lions to win.
But you have them losing?
Yeah, I have to because I think the Ravens are the best team I think the Ravens are the best team in the AFC, or a team that can get hot and play well in the playoffs, barring injuries. And I think that they're a good, nice, complete team. Yeah, I think the NFC is not as good this year. So I think the Lions can get out of it. But that's what I got.
Aidan?
I also have the Ravens, but over the Green Bay Packers. And for MVP, I'll go Pat Ricard out of UMaine.
Oma.
Yeah, I have the Buffalo Bills over the Detroit Lions. The matchup we wanted a couple years ago that we're very close to. One of those perennial loser franchises finally gets a win. I think the build up to that would be amazing. I'd love to pick a non-quarterback to win the MVP just to be, different. But if they win it, it's going to be Josh Allen. So I go Bills over Lions with Josh Allen as the Super Bowl MVP.
Last year in their stadium.
Yep. Patriots did that.
They went to the Super Bowl.
They won the Super Bowl in the last year of Foxborough Stadium.
2002?
Because then they hung the banner in the new stadium the next year.
Is that 2003?
2003?
One. Or 2002.
Oh, one. Oh, shoot. I forgot about those early two.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the star of the show. The reason we did this in the first place. We're on to the parlay. I put down the order on. I don't know if you guys got the order on the sheet, but I'll stick to it just because it's on mine. I put me, Liam, Aidan, Barrett in that order. So I will go first. My pick is Travis Etienne from the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think he gets an anytime touchdown. When I checked earlier, it was plus 160. I think it's at 165. Or when I checked earlier, it was 165. I think it's 160 now. And yeah, we can actually, I don't know if anybody wants to track it live and input it all so we can kind of see before we sign off what it would be if you bet it right now. So I'm going Travis Etienne anytime touchdown.
You're doing it, Aidan?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Awesome. Liam, what do you got?
Yeah, so there was a couple. This is obviously the first time we're doing it this way. Normally, we're just throwing it out in the group chat and able to figure it out. So I apologize if I take anybody's pick. I like two guys in the same game. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Atlanta Falcons game. I think that's going to be pretty high scoring. I'm just going with Mike Evans. I feel like he has a knack to find the end zone, and that's who I like.
I love that pick. Yeah, Evans was on my list. Drafted him in a couple fantasy leagues. I think he could have been a sneaky I'm sure you could get him late in the round.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna go Amari Cooper, but unfortunately,
Retired.
retired.
Yeah, I was thinking of earlier today what our kind of, and we can figure out if this is the best way to do it or if we want to talk out strategy going forward. But I think just kind of shooting from the hip week one, we don't have much to go off of, so we're just kind of shooting blind anyways. We can be a little more, strategic, I think, in the future. But I was kind of thinking, do we go, swing for the fences with a long shot, or we try and play it safe? And I think Mike Evans is a great pick.
I feel like
So,
that was pretty par for the course. No, something plus 1 to 200. No.
yeah,
Standard?
no, I'm not saying I'm saying like it's a good.
Thought you calling me out for sandbagging.
No, not at all. I think
You're
it's
gonna love my pick, man. If you don't like sandbag,
What are you doing, Chase Brown?
no, it's not that a sandbag, but it's
Javonte
a
Williams.
Saquon.
it's a mine. Yeah, I'm gonna go Javonte Williams
Yep.
for over 2 touchdowns.
Who you got,
All
Barrett?
right, Barrett, or no, actually, I said Aidan. Aidan,
Did
what
me?
was it? Yeah.
Okay. I also had a couple options. The first one that stood out to me that I'm actually going to go with is going to be Marvin Harrison Jr. of the Arizona Cardinals. I know Kyler came out this week and was saying that their chemistry is a lot better this year. And I also saw a picture of Marvin Harrison and he looks jacked. So I don't know if that will transfer over to touchdowns, but I mean, hopefully he gets a couple opportunities in the red zone and he can score this week.
What time's everyone's game? So I have to go to 1 o'clock.
The first 3 picks we have are 1.
1 o'clock. Okay.
Pressure
I know
zone.
obviously we've got less games to pick from this week, but
Mine's a 4:25 game. Lions at Packers. I went with Jamar Gibbs. It's an easy one, but I kind of want a W.
Get
to
points
start.
on the board.
hopefully if we go 3 for 3, then we're looking good going into 4 o'clock.
Yeah. So
Honestly, Gibbs minus 115 is probably the lowest you'll be able to get him this year. So it's not a bad pick. I feel like
yeah, I actually I was surprised to see him that low. Like I figured he'd be like down in the 150s or something. Earlier today he went as low. It was as low as 105, but I think 115 is good value. It's not a dunk, but I think that's going to be a really good game. I don't think it's going to be a particularly high scoring game. I think there's probably going to be like one of those like PI calls in the end zone, and you just someone has to walk it in.
he'll get his chances for sure.
Yeah.
So those 4 picks have us at plus 2,451.
I like it. That's right in our wheelhouse. That's what we like.
I'm gonna say, yeah,
Sure, we'll
anything
find a
over
boost.
18.
I don't know. Probably can't boost with a ghost, right? But
Yeah, probably not.
I saw
Probably
that
just-
ghost. So that ghost is it'll miss if you miss one of your legs, it still pays out.
that's
Does it
what
do
it
like-
is. I assume it's at the odds for 3, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be like if someone like didn't play or something.
It's like
so
a
it kind of
voided
acts
bet.
as that one pick, and then it just adjusts the odds accordingly so that it's the other 3 picks.
It's only if they don't play. It has
No.
to.
I'm saying that's what it's like.
It's the
similar.
same. It's
Like
the
if
same
you
as
bet Saquon to score and he didn't play tonight, that would, or I guess a parlay with Saquon to score and then
Void, yeah.
it
it's
would
like a
void
void,
that pick.
essentially. Awesome. Aidan, what did you say that number was again?
That is 2,451.
Like it. We will get that out. Hopefully you place that bet as soon as you hear it from us. Try and get that number. It will be interesting if you want to use the ghost and try and, if you're on DraftKings, I know some of our listeners are on FanDuel. We're DraftKings guys over here. So shout out DraftKings, but they are offering the ghost is that's what it's called, the ghost parlay.
Ghost leg parlay. Yep.
Yeah.
So
I'll be boosting.
yeah, I think so it'll be interesting if you boost or use the ghost. So we placed 21 parlays last year. If you were able to use the ghost last year, you would have hit 10 out of 21 tries last year. We would have, because we hit 4 times and we missed by 1-6. So
Can
the
you
ghost would definitely have helped us last year.
who got
get even
ghosted
more.
the most?
That I didn't
Oh,
pull up
wait.
because once I started, once I started getting into
was
the
the
negative
ghost?
stats, Aidan was getting a little upset. So I'm sticking to the good ones. As a whole, if you took every single bet that we placed, 84 individual picks, we went 50 and 34, which is a 59.5% winning percentage. So my takeaway is that round robins are 100% in play, and individual bets on all of our bets should definitely be in play. You know,
I've been round. I mean, I don't know how much we want to get the betting strategy here, but I've round robin almost every parlay I do.
yeah, I was late
It's
to that, and luckily for me, I did it late when we were actually winning. So
yeah.
the round robin is definitely a way to, protect yourself if it doesn't hit. You at least get something, walk away with something.
And I even do that on like my big like Premier League parlays. I'll pick like 12, 13 leg parlay. I'll round robin 3, 4, 5 leg at like low unit, like 25% of a unit or something or less on each bet. But it 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 can save you sometimes. Like you miss 3 out of a 13 leg parlay and you're still up because the round robin hit so many of the variants of the round robin.
That's where you go first touchdown score.
Yeah.
About value.
Aiden, can you tell Mac to stop playing with her toys, please?
That Maverick.
That is unfortunately Leo, my producer Leo in the background.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's his sign to tell us to wrap it up. There is one more stat that I wanted to throw out just because it's fun. We had 84 picks last year, 69 unique picks. Really only
Nice.
saying it so I could say 69.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. But this year we're going to hold ourselves accountable. We're going to follow up week to week. We're going to recap the previous week's pick, shame the people that don't get it right, applaud the ones that do, because too many of these shows don't hold themselves accountable. Leo, stop. So that's what you have to look forward to. We'll be doing, some basic talk about the league and what happened over the course of the week. And I think we're going to try to record these on Thursday night, get them out sometime on, maybe Friday night or Saturday. So you have plenty of time to get the pick in. And then I'll clip some shorter videos to post on Sunday morning for those last minute people to get in that don't feel like listening to this Joe Rogan style long podcast as we approach an hour. Again, my name's Shamus Sullivan. We have Liam, Barrett, and Aidan. That is the Brothers Parlay podcast. Breathe easy, people. Take care.